Yeah. Philly streets got a story to tell. Golden sun breaks the Liberty Bell. From the Trattoria to the stoop outside, feel good vibes in the city's pride. Fuji's Philly flair, oh, it's everywhere. Good news flying like hands in the air. Hip hop grooves with a twist, so rare. Fuji's Philly flair, we're living the care.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fuji's Philly Flair. Happy Thursday night. Happy Friday Eve. Hope everybody's doing well. Well, tonight, folks, we have a true icon in the radio broadcasting, a trailblazer who shaped Philly airways, inspired generations from breaking barriers to championing local talent. She's done it all. Please welcome the Miss Legendary Patty Jackson, the Fuji's Philly Flair.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's an honor to have you on tonight. I've been excited to hear your stories and wisdom firsthand. How are you?
I'm good.
That's good. I just wanted to dive right into it, Miss Jackson. Again, you've got in. When did you get into radio, and did you imagine you'd become the pioneer that you are today?
Wow, I got into radio 44 years ago, straight out of high
Right.
school. Graduated South Philly High Motivation in June. I was on the radio in January because somebody didn't show up for work. It was a radio station in Camden, New Jersey, WSSJ, the sound of South Jersey. I never thought it would take hold like this, that I would become, just this person. 44 years is a long time.
God bless you. How do you just maintain all these years and, energy, getting up, just doing, what
I
you
love
love
what I
doing.
do. I
Right.
love what I do. If you get a job that you love, it'll
Right.
never feel like a job. I love
Exactly.
what I do.
My next question is, who or what inspired you to get into broadcasting in the early days?
I always had something to say, always. And I was fascinated with radio. On DAS, Dr.
Right.
Perry Johnson and Butterball and Doug Henderson Jr. They just had a unique blend.
Right.
I was so in love with WCAU when they were hot hits. And I thought that,
98. I
yup.
remember.
And I just thought that Terry Motormouth Young was the
Mm-hmm.
greatest. I was fascinated by the personalities that I would hear on the radio.
I remember him. I think he used to be on at nighttime, the motor
Yes, he
mouth.
did. 6 to 10.
Right. Looking back, which moments in your career stand out as defining?
Wow. When I got a plaque on Broad Street, there's Patty Jackson on Radio Row. I was the first woman in radio to be
Yes.
inducted.
It's
So
Matt.
that was amazing. I was like, oh my, I didn't know I was the first woman. I was
Right.
like, gosh, it took you guys this long to get a woman?
As a matter of fact, I got a video here of I used to work right there at Broad and Spruce, so
Mm-hmm.
Avenue of the Arts, and actually got a video of you on with CBS3. I'd like to play it
Okay.
just to show.
Added to the Walk of Fame on Broad Street. It's an honor given to those who've made significant contributions to Philadelphia's music legacy. Aziza Shuler spoke to WDAS radio host Ms. Patty Jackson about her historic induction.
It's Next and Too Close on WDAS FM.
A voice we've heard over our radio waves for more than 4 decades.
We're inside an hour of commercial-free music.
Patty Jackson, without doubt, is a Philly thing.
Here's Usher and Alicia Keys.
The WDAS radio host, known for her blonde hair, contagious smile, and dynamic yet down-to-earth personality, has accomplished a great deal of success in her hometown, Philadelphia.
I was just a kid from South Philly who wanted to be on the radio.
But nothing quite beats being named one of this year's Philadelphia Music Alliance Walk of Fame inductees.
This is like a dream come true.
Since 1987, legendary musicians, songwriters, and media personalities have been honored with a bronze plaque here on Avenue of the Arts. Jackson, however, is the first female radio host in Walk of Fame history. What was her reaction when you called her?
She started crying. When you go back to the Jerry Blavatts, the Joe Niagaras, the High Lits, the Butterballs, they have made this city such a different kind of radio town. And Patty, being a female, to have achieved the success she has, I take my hat off her because she loves the music. She plays it with that passion. She loves her customers. She loves her listeners. And you feel it.
Jackson says her strong work ethic has carried her career, as well as her unique ability to transcend generations.
I used to be the baby of the bunch, and now I'm the elder statesman. Radio is theater of the mind. And if you can touch someone, if you can brighten someone's day, put a smile on their face with a song, that's what I hope that people remember.
The Walk of Fame ceremony will be held this Thursday in front of the University of the Arts. In Center City, Aziza Schuler, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Added to the Walk of Fame on Broad Street.
A mistake there. I hit it again. So, you being the first female, icon that you are, what was, when you first got that call that you were going to have a plaque put on the Avenue of the Arts, you had to be ecstatic.
I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it was this trailblazing moment because there were women who got behind the mic before me. I think of Louise Williams Bishop. I think of Mary Mason. I think of a Lady B, a Mimi Brown, a Lee Hamilton, Anita Gevinson. This woman on a rock station doing mornings, but there were women who did it before me and opened the door so that I could run through the door.
Right. Well, you go back. You were in company with Jerry Blavat, High Lit,
Yes.
Joe
Yeah.
Niagara. I know John DeBell was. I know he's been around for a long time.
Yes.
What was it like just to be, in with the company of those gentlemen?
In awe. I'll never forget the first time Georgie Woods was on one side and I was on the other. And I was saying to myself, oh my gosh, there's Georgie Woods. The Jockos, and to really follow in the footsteps, the Harvey Holidays of these great radio people, and to pick up the mantle and to continue it on. It is my honor.
Which challenges did you face as a woman in radio, and how did you overcome them?
Well, by displaying a strong work ethic, knowing how to do a commercial. A lot of times people will want to pigeonhole you. You do this, you're on it this time, you do this. I never let anybody pigeonhole me. I'm like, I'm going to show you what I can do, and I'll outwork anybody you put up against me.
I was going to ask you this question. Where did you get the name the auntie of pop culture?
Well, I love pop culture.
Right.
I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm like an aunt figure. I'm the fun aunt. If you invite me to the cookout, I'm the one you want to sit next to. She's going to make you laugh. So I just, because I love pop culture, I gave myself that name. I am your auntie of pop culture.
Actually, we have a comment coming in from my friend Sean Kilrain. Sean, thanks for checking in. Good evening, Fuji and Patty. What an accomplishment to have that honor. I'm referring to the First Lady of to be inducted in the
Hall of Fame, on that Avenue of the Arts. I can't believe I'm the first woman.
Hey, you've earned it, and beyond 44 years. I mean, I don't even know if I ever heard of anybody on radio for 44 years. God
I
bless you.
know it's an
It's
anomaly.
like it's a rarity.
Yeah.
It really is. Radio is. Sean has another question here coming in. For me, the music I love to listen to is R&B from Marvin Gaye to Jodeci. What would what would you what would be your go-to music?
Wow. I love Stevie Wonder. I love Stevie Wonder. I love all music, but I love Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson, just artists that have played a big part in my life. Growing up listening to Donna Summer,
Right,
the beginning of hip hop, Salt and Pepper. They were
right.
so revolutionary.
Now, back in the days, I mean, who would you say you're the biggest? I know you've met a lot of artists, but who would you say is the biggest artist you've interviewed or you met? If
Luther
you had,
Vandross
okay.
and Quincy Jones.
Now,
To
can
be in the
you?
presence of a Quincy Jones and to interview, this giant in the music world, that was
Right.
something else.
I could imagine, just excuse me, Quincy Jones being the producer that he was, with Michael Jackson producing Thriller and
Hmm.
just taking Thriller in the orbit and just when Michael did, it was Motown today. What was it today? Yesterday, today, and forever. To me, that was one of the biggest moments in TV history when Michael
Yes, it
Jackson
was.
sang
Yeah.
Billie Jean and did the moonwalk, and his just his pop he was popular, but he just went into orbit. He just blasted himself into that stratosphere. And what was it like interviewing Luther Vandross?
Well, it
Um,
was in the
personally?
beginning of his career, but I was
Right.
still very nervous,
Hmm.
knowing and loving his music. And I believe that was around the time he stopped coming to radio stations.
Okay.
But when you meet somebody, you play their music and you love them and you're like, oh my gosh.
Now, did you have the how can I put it? Did did you meet Michael Jackson and the Jacksons when they did the victory
I've met
victory tour?
I never met, I wasn't in radio during the Victory Tour.
No.
Um well, I believe I just got into radio. I've only interviewed Janet, Jermaine, Tito, Marlon. Um, am I leaving somebody out? I never met Michael Jackson, and that was my dream.
No. Okay. I could imagine, just that'd be like one. Well, I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. To me, I'd say he's the greatest entertainer of all time. I'm sure some folks may disagree, but to
But
me,
he was something else.
I think the man knocked down barriers. He brought a lot of people together, world renowned. He, without, broke barriers on MTV. Just the man was, to me, he's an icon.
Yeah.
Also, we got another comment coming in from Sean saying, Ribbon in the Sky is a good one. I
Yes,
guess,
it is. Stevie Wonder had so many great songs. Songs in the Key of Life, that album was groundbreaking, came out in 1976 and features one of the all-time love songs, As.
I mean, going back, God have mercy on her. I lost my mom a couple years ago, and she actually had the 45 vinyl record of Fingertips, which was Stevie Wonder's first hit. Let's see, What story from your time on the radio makes you laugh or shake your head? Like if you just
God.
have like a moment that stands out.
When Denzel Washington was filming the movie Philadelphia, and
Hmm.
I knew that he listened to the radio station because he liked the music that we played. And
Okay.
every day I would play a song. This goes out to Denzel Washington. They're filming a movie, downtown. And when I
Right.
finally met him, he said, "Do you have to play something every day?" So I said, "I'll stop." He said,
Yeah.
"No, you don't got to do that." But he called into the radio station. So
Okay.
that was a moment because I got teased about that a lot.
What would you say meeting Denzel Washington just as a person?
Just in awe. I didn't want to get on his nerves. We were the Boys
Right.
and Girls Club. I didn't
Okay.
want to totally fan out, but he did appreciate me playing a song. He's very serious. He's a very
Yeah.
serious man.
He
So
he seems, I mean, just in interviews, he seems very personable and down to earth.
yeah.
No, pretty humble. Just from what I gather, but off when you're off the mic, what passions or hobbies keep you energized?
Well, I love when the weather breaks, my garden. Before I jumped on with you, I was cutting flowers. I have flowers all over my house. I have a memorial for my mother and my brother, and I always decorate their area with fresh flowers. I'm writing a book, so
Okay.
that keeps me busy. But
Um,
just being a mom,
nothing, nothing, nothing more to the heart than being a parent.
yes,
Mm.
it'll keep you busy.
Oh, definitely. As a matter of fact, I was going to pull up one of your other videos from when you're awarded on. I think I believe this was channel NBC 10 when you were. I'm sorry, I'm having drawing a blank when you were. Actually, let me pull the picture up before I get into the video of you and Miss Patty LaBelle here of
Yes, I was.
23rd
That's
and
where I grew
Ellsworth.
up,
Right.
South Philly, 23rd and Ellsworth, and they renamed it Patty Jackson
Jackson.
Way. And Patty LaBelle showed up and surprised me.
Nice. That's incredible. Well, I'm actually going to play the video of when they had Patty Jackson Way on Ellsworth.
Recognized today for her amazing career.
It is a huge day for her, and you're looking live there at a ceremony in South Philadelphia where a street is being named in her honor, a well-deserved honor, that is. Jackson grew up on the 2300 block of Ellsworth Street. From today forward, though, it will now be known as Patty Jackson Way.
90 minutes of nonstop music.
She's a household name with a voice that's graced the airwaves in Philadelphia for nearly 40 years. Legendary radio host Patty Jackson will be stepping onto Patty Jackson Way after the ceremonial renaming of her neighborhood street at 23rd and Ellsworth.
You know, there's something about being in a close-knit neighborhood that will carry you through the rest of your life. And what I want people to see, that you can overcome any challenge that comes in your life.
The South Philly native had to overcome a major health hurdle, making her even more grateful for this prestigious honor.
Natasha, I really don't want to cry tomorrow because I really think I'm going to be emotional. You know, it's almost 7 years ago that I suffered a stroke where I lost my vision and I couldn't walk. And I hashtag a lot of life after stroke.
The road to recovery wasn't easy, but Patty made her way back to the place she loves most, her WDAS radio studio, back to interviewing countless celebrities and hosting scores of community events.
Today, you're seeing a woman who is so grateful for life and life after stroke.
The star-studded street renaming celebration in her South Philly neighborhood will be humbling, with Patty tweeting a baby photo of herself saying, quote, "This is how it started. I was just a girl from South Philly who wanted to be on the radio."
This is the second part of my life. And I hope, because I've come from a mighty way.
From a mighty way to Patty Jackson way.
I hope that people get that never give up. And no matter where you come from, you can make it in life.
So true, so true, so inspiring. The renaming ceremony in South Philadelphia, it is just wrapped up. Many took the stage to shower Patty with praise, including Patti LaBelle, Philly's own Patti LaBelle.
She's a Philadelphia queen. And I'm not good with words. I just know that I love her and I'll do anything for Patty Jackson. Congratulations, my dear friend. You deserve it. So I guess we can all say, Patty, Patty. Woo! Say her name. Woo! Go, girl.
You go, girl. All right, well, this was the scene just moments ago. The official unveiling took place. The 2300 block of Ellsworth is now officially Patty Jackson Way. You can see her there with Councilman Kenyatta Johnson. There's her girlfriend, Patti LaBelle.
The Patty.
Everybody celebrating.
Oh, I have the chills because she's such a nice person. We were saying, and
Yeah.
Natasha, I loved in your story how she said, I'm not going to cry.
I know.
And we were watching this. And how could you not?
Yeah.
What an honor for her.
Yeah, I knew she was going to cry. I told you that. She was like, Natasha, I'm trying not to cry. I knew she was going to cry. And rightfully
And she's
so.
got those beautiful lashes.
Yes, very emotional day.
Yes, you have to. And congratulations. Love her. Recognized today for her amazing career.
It is a huge day for her.
I messed that up again. My apologies. I mean, Miss Patty, I mean, let me ask you this question. What makes Philadelphia radio different from anywhere else?
People love their personalities. It's not just the music. They love the personalities that go with the music, and that's what makes it special. You feel the love from the audience. You do.
Also, my next question is, how has the city shaped you, and how have you shaped the city?
By playing great music, by being a personality, by being a champion for Philadelphia. This is my home. It's my home, and that's what shaped me. I am a true and true Philly girl.
What separates someone who wants to be in the media from someone who actually lasts in the media?
You got to have a great attitude, got to be nice, and you got to have a great work ethic. My father worked for many years at the Navy Yard, and I
Okay.
get my work ethic from him. It was just bred into me. You show up, you do your job, you don't come in with a bunch of excuses, and you do what you have to do. You have to have a great work ethic. Can't walk around complaining, being miserable, and nobody wants to be around you. I believe that one should be the light. You draw people in.
Radio's changed so much from when you started. What was the biggest adjustment you had to make?
Adapting to social media because I didn't want to do it.
Right. Well,
That
I
was the
know.
biggest.
I'm sure, going, back in the day from playing vinyl records to CDs to, where it is now has, had to be, some type of adjustment. And
It was, but social media, adapting to it was
right.
what stands out for
Just
me.
adapting to the cultures and
Yes.
whatnot. I was actually going to ask you, you still write, you're still an entertainer writer for the Philadelphia Tribune, correct?
Yes, I am. Every Friday.
How long have you been doing that?
Hey. Wow, I've been doing that for, I want to say 20 years. I've been doing it for many years.
Well, that's, 20 years and then, a total of 64. Like, just, you bring it. Like, how do you, it's amazing, you just keep going and, you don't let nothing stop you and just everything, it's
I'm
just,
doing what I was supposed to do. God ordered my steps as a child. And I
What it-
love entertaining and I love music. I love radio.
when it's all said and done, What do you want your legacy to be?
She played some great songs and she made us laugh.
If someone writes a book about Patty Jackson, what's the title?
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. Wow. I don't know. You stumped me on that one. A girl who grew up to live out her dreams.
There you go. How about if they were to make a movie about you, who would you want?
Queen Latifah.
Let me see
Queen
my
Latifah.
let me see my next question. Let's see here. I got, who are your mentors and how important is mentorship in this business?
Mentorship shaped me into who I was, into who I am right now. Pat Delsey over at WSSJ in Camden, to Butterball, to Louise Williams Bishop, to Paul Perello, who gave me a chance to get behind the mic. Those stand out. But Butterball was the greatest mentor.
He passed. His real name was Joe Tamburillo, correct? I believe.
Tamburo, and he
Tamburo,
died
that's it.
about 12 years ago.
Wow. I believe he was sickly, if I recall.
He was. He
Right.
was. He had health challenges. E. Stephen Collins, who also passed away a year after Butter, played a very significant part in my journey as a radio person and mentoring me.
All right, I'm messing up some questions here. You've been called the queen of media in Philadelphia. When you look back at a young Patty just starting out, did you see this all coming?
I sure didn't. I was just doing what I love and having fun. I never paid attention.
Now, when you look today at DJs or disc jockeys, what kind of mentoring would you say they try to get information to, bring them along? Or
Know what you're talking about at all times.
right.
Know what you're talking about. Having a good attitude helps. Learning how to do commercials, because
Right.
commercials are the backbone.
Now, you do a couple programs on WDAS, such as Rewind Magazine and The Wonderful World of Butterball on Sundays. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that. I've been doing Butterball's show ever since he died. I took over the show. And I've been doing Rewind. Ooh. Maybe close to 20 years. It's a Sunday morning magazine show.
Right.
And we talk about everything, but we also have a lot of music.
Now I'm going to go back to when you were at Q102 on. I remember this, and this was probably 1992 when I remember they were doing Peace on the Streets.
Yes.
And you've been on WDAS for how long?
Wow, in total 30 something years, but it was on DAS. I left to go to Q102. Then I
Right.
came back to WDAS.
And you did a stint for Power 99 at WUSL.
I did before.
WUSL.
Yes, before I came to WDAS, there was my years at Power 99.
Right. Now did you believe at the time it might have been Carter and Sanborn in the morning?
I didn't work with them. I worked with
No.
BJ in the morning.
Okay. All right. That was before Carter and
Yes.
Sanborn. Now,
Yes.
did you Were you there when Wendy Williams came, or
I
that
didn't. That was after
no?
me. That was after me.
Okay, I thought so. I know it was like mid '80s
Yes, it
with
was.
well, I know we're a half hour in. I know you. I wanted to thank you very much for coming on Fuji's Philly Flair. It's been an honor and a privilege to interview you and have you on. I believe me, in the near future, I'd like to have you back on if your schedule permits.
Yeah, just reach out to me.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, and it's much obliged on my end, and I want to
Well,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Well, thank you, Miss Jackson. I will be tuning in, and maybe I'll call in to say hello.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
And
Have a
God
good
bless.
one.
You too. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Take care. Well, everybody, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It was an honor to interview Miss Patty Jackson, Queen of Philadelphia radio, an icon, a pioneer, paving the way. So I want to thank everybody. Reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Mental health awareness is very deep, and you don't know what somebody's going on. But thank you again for tuning in tonight for another great episode of Fuji's Philly Flair. Everybody have a good weekend. Be safe and enjoy the weather this weekend. 50s. We're almost there to spring, and the clocks will be going ahead in another week and a half. So everybody, good night. God bless. Have a good weekend.
Philly streets got a story to tell. Golden sun breaks the Liberty Bell. From the Trattoria to the stoop outside, feel good vibes in the city's pride.
Fuji's Philly Flair, oh, it's everywhere. Good news flying like hands in the air. Hip hop grooves with a twist so rare. Fuji's Philly Flair.